So I am now in Guam, and you know Guam at 4 in the morning, which is very early. There's nobody here. At least one store is open for coffee. Let me tell you something about uh, the way travel is like. I mean, March. March 10 or I think 11. But later on today will be March 10, going back in time. So let me tell you something. This is just stupid as travel today can be. When we got out of Manila, we have to fill out forms to a health declaration form for Guam. So we had it filled out. When we get to Guam, you will have an agent waiting for you, customs, and a guy who like shooting a gun on your face or head or whatever. And this is just right after you disembark the plane. You'll get that, and then ask you questions about your contact number, of course, and there's a health question, and then there's a health, uh, you know, healthcare, I think, uh, inspector. When you get to that line again, that's the second line. They will get your passport, the health declaration, take it from them, and then they will ask you to go to a holding area for transit passengers. Since this is like at 4 in the morning, and now our flight will not be until about 8:15, 8:25 in the morning. So they hold you up on holding area, and then gather around all those transferring, and then there's enough people that herd you to immigration and customs, and then they'll inspect again your credentials, passport, and ask you questions about where you came from, and then you go through customs. When you go through customs, they will again inspect what you have. This is the second time they will have to inspect you. When you get to the gate, they will again be inspecting you for a flight. This is just so inconvenient for people. And then the other thing that gets me is that when you get to Hawaii, our my concern is that our flight will be broken instead of having a flight to San Francisco from Honolulu. It's broken down and stopped over in Honolulu, but we're not stopping over in Honolulu. My concern is that our health COVID test will only be good for 3 days, and if something happens, like we can't get a flight, we will be detained for 10 days. If we can't get a flight once we arrive, then they will detain us again for quarantine 10 days in Honolulu for nothing, because we are supposed to be connecting to San Francisco and then Las Vegas. But anyway, travel nowadays is just horrendously difficult.